the worst cartoons that got canceled.
What's going on?
Hey, Pat, just to clarify, who's talking about it? Because last I checked, you can't talk about something you haven't seen.
Let's be real for a second. Some cartoons are so bad, they get canceled before you even realize they existed. Today, we're diving into the absolute worst cartoons that made it to air, only to get the axe real fucking fast. These shows were so bad, the networks basically said, nah, we're good, and pulled the plug. So, sit back, grab some snacks, and let's laugh at these animated disasters that never stood a chance. And trust me, you'll be glad they're gone.
Alfie, Robert's right, and since technically I'm your
The Nut Shack. Holy sh*t. Where do we even begin with this one? Just hearing the name is enough to make me cringe. If you don't know what the Nut Shack is, consider yourself offering lucky. This show was like someone tried to make a cartoon while they were blackout drunk. So what's it about? Well, it's about two cousins, Phil and Jack, who live in San Francisco, and that's it. That's the whole feet-assing plot. There's no story, no direction, and the jokes? Man, the jokes are so bad, they make dad jokes seem like comedy gold. It's supposed to be funny, but I'm pretty sure the only people laughing were the ones high as SHT when they made it. And let's talk about the animation. It's like they couldn't decide if they wanted to use Windows Paint or a cheap-ass Flash program from 1999. I've seen better art in the margins of a high school kid's math notebook. Half the time, the characters look like they're melting on screen. Seriously, who approved this? Were they blind? As for the humor, if you can even call it that, this show is full of the most juvenile, dumbass jokes you've ever heard. It's like a bunch of 12-year-olds sat down and thought, hey, let's make every joke about nuts. People will love that, right? Spoiler alert, they didn't. It's a miracle this sauce show even made it through a full season. It's like the universe just felt bad for them and let it run so people could laugh at how fucking awful it was. But hey, at least it gave us one thing, a reason to be glad it's gone. Good riddance, Nut Shack. You won't be missed. Next up on the chopping block, we've got Alan Gregory. And let me just say, if you've never heard of this one, you're not missing a damn thing. Picture a cartoon about a spoiled, pretentious little a-hole of a 7-year-old who thinks he's better than everyone else. Sounds fun, right? Spoiler, it's not. This show is like watching a kid throw a tantrum for 20 minutes straight. Alan Gregory is so unbearable,
I am the worst. I swear I'd forget my Gucci watch if it wasn't so expensive.
you actually root for the other characters to smack some sense into him. And the jokes? They're as stale as week-old bread. It's like the writer sat down and said, what's the most obnoxious shot we can come up with? And they delivered, unfortunately. The show bombed harder than a bad fart at a family dinner. I mean, it barely made it through 6 episodes before Fox was like, yeah, let's cut our losses. And thank God for that. Alan Gregory had 0 likable characters, no funny moments, and somehow managed to make us feel like we wasted our lives just by watching it. Alright, next up is Breadwinners. Oh man, this one's a real doozy. Picture 2 ducks who deliver bread while acting like they just snorted a truckload of sugar. That's the whole fussing premise. I swear, someone at Nickelodeon must have lost a bet, because how the hell did this get approved? The animation? Let's just say it looks like they slapped it together on a broken laptop in the back of a van. And the characters? Annoying as fiekashao.
Without popcorn. Cardiac.
There must be something we can do to get away from that black hole.
No, Jelly, not the...
The 2 main ducks, Sway Sway and Buduche, yeah, those are their real names, bounce around like cracked out lunatics delivering bread in the most irritating way possible. And the jokes? They're so forced. It's like they're trying to physically drag a laugh out of you, but all you're left with is regret. This show ran for 2 painful seasons before Nickelodeon finally put it out of its misery. And honestly, I don't know how it even lasted that long. Watching Breadwinners feels like slowly losing brain cells. So, thank you Nickelodeon for canceling this acid trip of a cartoon. Alright, let's talk about Fanboy and Chum. If you were unlucky enough to catch this one, I feel your pain. This show was like getting punched in the face by a rainbow, and not in a good way. It's loud, it's obnoxious, and the characters act like they've been guzzling Red Bull since birth. Seriously, it's two sugar-hyped kids in superhero costumes running around doing, well, a whole lot of nothing. The main characters, Fanboy and Chum, are so damn annoying that just watching them feels like a form of torture. You know how some cartoons are chaotic but still fun? Yeah, this isn't one of them. It's like the writers were just throwing shad at the wall, hoping something would stick. Spoiler, nothing stuck. Nickelodeon gave this disaster 2 seasons before finally pulling the plug. And trust me, that was 2 seasons too many.
Ay, hindi kami yan.
Mga pinsan namin yan. Bumibisita galing,
Watching Fanboy and Chum is like being trapped in a room with 2 hyperactive kids who won't shut the hell up. Thankfully, it's gone. Okay, now we're getting into some real nightmare fuel. Problem Solvers was less of a cartoon and more of a fucking fever dream. It's like someone took the worst animation style they could think of, made the characters as weird as possible, and then decided, yeah, let's put this on TV. And boom, Problem Solvers was born.
Team, disperse and regroup at the abandoned skate park!
This place is kinda lame.
No, it's perfect!
I'm not even kidding. The animation is so ugly it actually hurts to watch. The colors are so bright and the designs are so bad. It feels like you're staring into the sun while having a stroke. The characters? They're weird as hell, and not in a cool way. It's like a bunch of rejected video game avatars came to life, and now we're stuck with them. Cartoon Network must have realized this was a mistake, because Problem Solvers only made it through 1 season before they canceled it. Honestly, I don't know how anyone could sit through more than 1 episode without losing their fussing mind. If you've ever seen this mess, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, there you have it. Some of the worst cartoons ever made that were canceled before they could do any more damage. From hyperactive kids in tights to trippy ducks, and some truly terrible animation. These shows had it coming. And hey, maybe the best thing about these cartoons getting canceled is that we don't have to suffer through them anymore. You're welcome, humanity. If you like this roast, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more sarcastic takedowns of the worst things to ever hit TV. See you in the next one. Let's hope the cartoons are a little better than this garbage.
Chop up some of that like that.